paradise. Won't change your mind. Can't shape the lights. I'll take the chance and roll the dice.
Hello everyone and welcome back to another new series. We are playing that one that I promised back on the pre-stream. We are playing Donald Duck is Maui Mallard. Maui Mallard, starring in Cold Shadow. Yeah, so this is the game that I promised back on the pre-stream that I was going to do. It is a... Oh god, it's complicated what this game is. So, Maui Mallard was originally published on the Sega Genesis and the PC in Europe and here in the US, but Nintendo wanted in, so and it was made by Disney Interactive. So Nintendo licensed the game and had Eurocom do the port in order to release it in the US. But in the process, they kind of removed a lot of the, indication, or not, the marketing material. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. The marketing material that Donald Duck is in this. But they didn't change any of the sprites, and they didn't change any of the sound effects. So it's still Donald Duck, but that's poor Donald's luck, is he constantly gets the shaft with anything. I would say in the 90s when this took place, but it's just kind of like always poor Donald, he gets the shaft. So, can I shoot at diagonals? Nope, I cannot shoot at diagonals. Alright, so that is the backstory of the creation of the game, but that doesn't actually tell us what the game is. So, oh, that's in the background. Alright, so this game, Maui Mallard, is sort of like a metafictional, I think was what they described it as. It's Donald Duck in sort of what if he was Magnum PI for all intents and purposes. Thus the Hawaiian shirt and the bug gun that he's got going. Ah, okay, nope, that's bad. So I mean, it's a case of, well, what can we do with poor Donald here? And apparently, what we can do is we can get away from that. These things suck so much. But so you got poor Donald here, and he is trying his best to go ahead and be a good PI and solve the mystery of what happened. I'm gonna go back up. I think there's something I missed. Solve the mystery of what happened to the Shabu Shabu idol on this island. Because the Shabu Shabu idol is it protects the island or something. It's a mystical idol. It's your typical sort of missing MacGuffin. And Donald, yeah, you know what? I'm getting hit anyways, so Donald has to find it. I'm gonna keep calling him Donald. I don't care that they did their best to be like. They did their best, quote unquote. They didn't really try that hard. To make him a distinct character. He does have little distinct things that are. It's sort of like, oh, this is a cool take on Donald. But beyond that, it's straight up Donald Duck. There's I'm actually gonna get that punch. Boop. Yeah, so that number up in the top left, the number to the left of Donald's head is how many lives I have, and the number directly below it is my health total. That's just the way they decided to do it in this game. And then the bugs in the upper right are my ammo for my gun. So I've got unlimited of the basic kind. It goes down as I fire it and then slowly recharges. These are a spread shot. This is a homing shot, and then this is a super shot. It's like a charged up version of my homing shot. But those I have limited ammo on. But you know, that's just the basic mechanics of this game that you really don't care about. So we'll talk about other fun things, because you know what? That's what you tune in for. So what we got going on here is we are trying to solve the mystery of what happened to the idol. And part of that involves going around this creepy mansion and collecting loot. The purpose of the loot is, since there's no scoring system in this game, getting a high percentage of loot unlocks bonus stages. See, now I've got 100% of the loot in this particular stage, so we can go on, and what it's going to do is it's going to add to my total. I found 21% of all the loot in this world, quote unquote. And when I get to the end, like the very end, it will show me what percentage I need in order to actually unlock the bonus stage. So you want to collect as much loot as you can, and there you go. So yeah, I mean, what drew me to this game initially was freaking had Donald Duck in it as a ninja. Like, the box art is Donald Duck dressed up as a ninja, which I thought was amazing, because like my main interactions with the Duck universe, quote unquote, was DuckTales and Darkwing Duck. So in DuckTales, poor Donald here was how the hell are you supposed to get up there? Poor Donald here was like, well, he was like what he appears in most of his roles. He is a bumbling idiot who lets his anger get the better of him almost all of the time, and just gets crapped on by the plot. Like, poor Donald here. Plot does not love him. I'm gonna see if there's a hidden thing down here. Like, there's not. Okay. Yeah, so he gets crapped on by the plot all the time. So in DuckTales, he showed up a few times to, establish that he was a character. But beyond that, he would disappear. He wasn't there for his nephews. The first episode, he, popped in to show up and drop off the kids, and that was it. And then it was left to Scrooge to take it from there. I mean, he showed up a few more times throughout the series, but, that was not really anything to write home about. So I felt kind of bad for poor Donald in that regard. And that's, beyond that and the various Disney shorts where he acts as a foil to Mickey, there's really nothing to write home about for Donald. So, ow. God damn it. Yeah, so, seeing him in this as I think that's the end level, seeing him in this dressed as Magnum P.I. and then later on as a ninja, which we'll get to. I can't. Hold on, there's a thing behind me. No, gimme. Okay, so this level kind of sucks a lot because it's in the dark, and you're still having to collect all your stuff, along with the poor butler there who chases you. So yeah, that was my extent, the extent of my duck knowledge for quite a while. But they had materials going out that they were in addition to this. And Donald has shown up in other things, usually as player 2, or he shows up along with Mickey and a couple different things. But ow, okay, so that's how you get these. And one up. All right. So you had that going for him, but this was the first time I really saw Donald in a starring role, personally. And I got the game usually through rental, so I never really got that far in it. This was back when freaking Blockbuster. In addition to Blockbuster video being a thing, video game rentals were only like a couple days that you got to keep the game. So it was quite often that games like this that have ramping difficulty, you wouldn't. Had ramping difficulty, you wouldn't beat them because it just took far. Oh, hi. No, thank you. Go away. Go away. Go away. Go away. Go away. Yeah, they had ramping difficulties levels, so you wouldn't really have the. You either wouldn't have the time to beat them, or you would, or you'd lose the password before it got, before you could rent it again, because depending on what Blockbuster you went to, they might only have like 1, maybe 2 copies of a game. No, I don't want to go down yet. Or do I? This is a good question. Yeah, this game has some branching paths, but not a lot. Oh, and I totally forgot what the fire button was there. Doop. There. Come on. Shoot him. Alright, this up here seems to be the way to progress the level. So we're going to go down and we're going to see if this is like a bonus area. Yes, it is. Okay. Ow. Alright, so, yeah, I mean, that was just kind of what I had going on for me, was I would rent the game from time to time. Yeah, it totally was a bonus area. Oh, no, I fucked up. It's not a bonus area. Oh, well. So I missed a whole bunch of stuff, in other words, is what happened. No. Stop serving me bugs. I don't want them. Tell the chef to cook something else. Yeah, so went ahead and I would rent this from time to time, and it wouldn't necessarily be there every time, so I would have played other things and lost the skill level that you naturally develop over time as you play a game repeatedly. How do I? There we go. Okay. So it would necessarily be more difficult for me each time. I am just fucking up all over, and therefore I would, not necessarily want to use my passwords even if I had them. Because it would be not easier, but I would, to start over, because obviously you're going to have to go through the skill curve again. But it would, necessarily, or not, I found that it was easier for me to, come on. Ah! I know you can shoot these. Like, there we go. Okay. Okay, so, it wouldn't necessarily be easier. I need a homing shot. There's gonna be a ghost up here. There you go. Boop! Homing shot. So, yeah, it wasn't necessarily easier for me to start over, but I would do so in order to get my skill level back up, because putting a game down for a number of weeks would result in me losing the ability to do well at it, and it would just get frustrating to start at wherever I was at the end without the benefit of playing earlier levels. So I have passwords for later levels in this game, but I'm not going to use them because doing so would probably result in me getting my butt absolutely handed to me. What's going on here? Ah! Gah! Okay. Oh, and I don't get to... That's crap. I don't get to keep any of my shots between levels. Okay, I am probably going to die to this thing. Okay, I beat him, but I don't know if it counts. Nope. Alright, so Donald's going to hell. Alright, so we'll pick up next time with this boss. And take care, everyone. And hope you enjoy. Bye-bye.